Okay, so once the students, you're sure each one of them is going to get a copy. What I can do here is have a look at this point system. We don't want this to be marked in points, not how we do things. Here is going to go for all students. And then what I'm going to do is just make sure I save, or assign it might say instead of save, because I'm editing this one. And then it's going to update that here. Now, what that does for me, though, as a teacher, is that means that I can go into here and have a look. I've assigned it. I've assigned it to 22. None of them have yet handed it in. But what I can do is I can click here. And what it allows me to do is it allows me to see every single one of the student documents. So I can click on any one of these students' documents and see what they're doing. So throughout the day, I can see how they're getting on. I can see while they're on it, I can comment as they go, and then they hand it back in, and I can see once it says that they've handed back in, I can see those that have completed it and those that haven't. Of course, I can comment and return the work to them as needed. So you can do this with a whole range of different thinking models. It doesn't just have to be that one. As you can see here, we have another good case study one here where you go in with your generalization first, and then you can identify case studies that prove your generalization, and you've got a bit more space to think here. A similar case study building one here. This one is one that I've used very effectively in the past using a classic Freya model. It's really good to build vocabulary. I can just show you what that might look like here. So I followed the exact same situation that I was just talking about there, where I wanted to give the kids individual copies. I didn't want to just like throw it out so they could all be on the same document. And what I did was I asked them to work in partners, and I assigned it to them. They haven't formally handed it in, but you can see that's it. So the students were able to just, I set some text boxes up, and then the students were able to work through. And actually, this is just where they recorded. They worked manually. They worked in out of books, out of maths dictionaries in the class. But it was a really good way to build the key vocabulary. And it was only really possible by that feature where I could set every single student their own copy. And then, of course, they can write on it as they want, and I can leave comments and stuff as we go along the way. Okay, I hope this has been helpful.